The city of Chicago had always trusted its officers. But in the shadows of gleaming skyscrapers and bustling streets, one man was hiding a secret that would shake the entire community to its core. Imagine a policeman, someone sworn to uphold the law, crafting a daring bank heist under the cover of his uniform, manipulating both trust and authority to execute the perfect crime. The audacity was chilling, the betrayal unimaginable. How could the very person tasked with protecting citizens become the mastermind behind their fear? Disclaimer: content is for awareness and educational purposes only. Viewer discretion advised. It all began in late 2024 when Officer Mark Reynolds, respected, decorated, and known for his commitment to justice, started exhibiting behavior that colleagues dismissed as stress or overwork. He patrolled the streets of Chicago's South Side with the same dedication as always, earning praise from the community, but away from the watchful eyes of the public. He was meticulously planning something extraordinary and illegal. Reynolds scouted banks, memorized security routines, and identified vulnerabilities, all while wearing the badge that gave him unquestionable authority. Mark wasn't acting alone. He quietly recruited a small network of insiders, some civilians, some fellow officers who had grown complacent or tempted by greed. Each participant believed they were part of an opportunity too good to pass up. At first, it was just whispers, sketches, and nighttime meetings in abandoned warehouses. But slowly, the plan evolved into something terrifyingly precise: a bank heist that could net millions, executed by those sworn to enforce the law. On a cold December night, Mark walked past his colleagues at the precinct with a calm, practiced demeanor. Inside his apartment, maps and photographs of downtown banks lay sprawled across the dining table, alongside notes detailing security shifts, escape routes, and contingencies. Every detail had been accounted for, every risk calculated. And yet, beneath the calculated professionalism, something darker simmered. A thrill, a sense of invincibility that comes from breaking the very rules you've spent years enforcing. The first part of the story ends here, but the question remains: how does a trusted policeman convince himself that betraying the law is worth the risk? How far will loyalty, ambition, and greed push him before the inevitable collapse? And most importantly, who else will be dragged into the fallout of this shocking crime? If this story has gripped your attention so far, kindly comment "Trust Betrayed," share this video with all those who need to hear this chilling tale, subscribe, and follow Crime Chronicles TVc for more shocking, suspenseful, and emotional true crime stories, and turn on the notification bell, because the next part reveals the first moves, the recruitment, and the tension as the heist begins to take shape. The first signs of trouble began when Officer Mark Reynolds met with his small circle of confidants in an abandoned warehouse on the outskirts of Chicago. The air was thick with tension and the smell of cold concrete. Each person present knew the stakes. This was no casual plan, no harmless adventure. Lives were at risk, reputations could be destroyed, and if caught, every participant faced serious prison time. Yet greed and the allure of power clouded their judgment. Reynolds laid out his plan meticulously. "We know the bank's routine. The cameras have blind spots. Security guards have predictable schedules," he said, his voice steady, almost hypnotic. He moved maps and sketches across the table like a chess master, setting the board. His colleagues, people who had sworn to uphold the law alongside him, nodded silently. They were complicit now, swept up by the authority of a man they trusted. Every detail had been calculated: the escape routes, the timing, even contingencies for unexpected police presence. Outside, the city was unaware of the storm about to hit. Life went on as usual. Pedestrians walked hurriedly across Michigan Avenue. Traffic lights blinked without interruption, and unsuspecting bank employees prepared for a normal day. Inside the precinct, officers joked about minor infractions, unaware that one of their own was orchestrating a crime that would make national headlines. Meanwhile, Reynolds conducted secret reconnaissance missions. He visited multiple banks under the guise of official duty, noting entrances, exits, and security routines. Each visit gave him more confidence, more audacity. The line between law enforcement and criminal mastermind blurred further with every step. Even his own family remained oblivious. His evenings of overtime were actually nights spent refining the heist, testing theories and visualizing the operation down to the second. As the planning intensified, tensions within the group began to surface. Some doubted their ability to succeed, whispering fears of capture or betrayal. Reynolds quelled the dissent with charm and intimidation, reminding them of the payoff and the careful planning that made success possible. "This isn't just a heist," he told them. "It's proof of who we really are. If we pull this off, nobody can touch us." But beneath the bravado, cracks had begun to form. Greed had blinded them, yes, but paranoia was now creeping in. The first operational rehearsal was set. Props, mock cash, and surveillance simulations recreated the bank environment. Every participant moved cautiously, aware that one misstep could destroy everything. And yet, excitement and fear mixed into a dangerous adrenaline cocktail, driving them forward. The story leaves us at a pivotal moment. The plan is almost ready to go live, but the question remains, will a man sworn to uphold the law succeed in deceiving everyone, or will his hubris lead to catastrophic failure? Who will crack first under pressure, and what will be the fallout when the first alarm is triggered? If this story has gripped you so far, comment "Caught in the Act." Share this story with all who need to see it. Subscribe and follow Crime Chronicles TVc for more shocking, suspenseful, and gripping true crime stories. And turn on the notification bell, because the next part reveals the first moves of the heist, the tension inside the bank, and the first glimpse of chaos. The day of the heist arrived, and the city remained blissfully unaware that one of its own officers was about to turn trust into terror. Reynolds walked into the precinct in the morning, uniform crisp, badge gleaming, a model of law-abiding professionalism. No one suspected that hours later, he would orchestrate one of the most audacious crimes Chicago had ever seen. Inside the targeted bank, employees followed routine procedures. The lobby buzzed with clients depositing checks, withdrawing cash, and asking routine questions. Cameras silently recorded each transaction, unaware that their footage would soon capture betrayal from the very officer trained to protect the law. Reynolds' accomplices took positions outside and inside the bank, blending in with staff and customers, nerves tight but hearts pounding with anticipation. At precisely 2:15 p.m., the heist went into motion. Reynolds entered the bank moments before closing, giving the illusion of finishing official paperwork. His presence reassured the staff, lowering their guard. Then, with calm precision, he signaled the team. Inside, panic spread like wildfire. Cash drawers were emptied, security personnel were restrained, and a sense of disbelief rippled through the room. Customers froze, unable to comprehend that a man in uniform, sworn to protect, was orchestrating their fear. Outside, the getaway cars idled in the shadows, engines muted, lights off. Reynolds moved with a calculated rhythm, his experience in law enforcement allowing him to anticipate potential obstacles. Every step was rehearsed, every move predicted. And yet, tension escalated with each passing second. One wrong glance, one hesitated command, and the entire operation could collapse. As the heist unfolded, Reynolds' dual life became painfully clear. He was both the enforcer and the criminal, the trusted officer and the mastermind, all in one. Witnesses later described a surreal scene. The calm authority of the uniform juxtaposed against the chaos inside the bank. The psychological shock was profound. How could someone maintain such composure while simultaneously committing a crime of this magnitude? But just as the operation seemed flawless, a single error shifted everything. A security guard, previously overlooked, triggered a silent alarm. The sound was subtle, almost imperceptible, but for those trained to notice it, it was enough to ignite panic. Reynolds' plan, while nearly perfect, now faced the unforgiving unpredictability of reality. Outside, the sirens began to wail, echoing through the streets of Chicago, signaling that law enforcement was on the move, unaware that their own officer was the target. At this critical juncture, the story leaves us questioning. Will Reynolds' meticulous planning allow him to escape justice, or will the betrayal of trust finally catch up with him? How do the accomplices respond under pressure, and who cracks first when the walls of deception close in? If this story has gripped you so far, comment "Betrayal Exposed," share this story with everyone who needs to hear it, subscribe and follow Crime Chronicles TVc for more suspenseful, shocking, and gripping true crime stories, and turn on the notification bell, because the next part reveals the chaotic chase, arrests, and the dramatic consequences that follow the heist. As sirens blared and police vehicles converged on the area, the reality of Reynolds' actions began to unravel. The precision that had defined his planning now collided with the chaos of real-time consequences. Outside, uniformed officers, his colleagues, raced unknowingly toward a scene orchestrated by one of their own. The adrenaline that had fueled the heist turned into desperation as Reynolds realized that his dual life could no longer remain hidden. Inside the bank, tension reached a breaking point. Accomplices froze, some panicked, others clung to the rehearsed plan. The silent alarm had triggered not just an immediate response from law enforcement, but a chain reaction of mistrust and fear among those involved. Reynolds, ever composed in the past, now faced the ultimate test of control. Could he maintain authority over a team whose nerves were fraying under the weight of imminent capture? By 2:45 p.m., the first officers had arrived, cautiously assessing the scene. Reynolds attempted to manipulate the situation, blending his authoritative presence with subtle misdirection, but the cracks in the plan were too large to conceal. A witness spotted a familiar face in uniform, and suddenly, confusion erupted. Who could be trusted? Who was behind the heist? The betrayal was so profound that even seasoned detectives struggled to grasp the magnitude of the deception. The escape, once thought foolproof, now faltered. Accomplices abandoned positions, cash bags were left behind, and the meticulously calculated routes became obstacles. Reynolds' expertise in law enforcement allowed him fleeting moments of improvisation, yet it became clear that the law he had once enforced now cornered him at every turn. The chase through Chicago streets was tense and chaotic, a blur of lights, sirens, and screeching tires. Reynolds' mind raced, calculating odds, anticipating moves, but the psychological strain of betrayal, fear, and hubris weighed heavily. Eventually, the inevitable occurred. Reynolds was apprehended, the accomplices captured, and the city faced the shocking revelation that one of its most trusted officers had orchestrated a criminal masterpiece. The moral of this story is as chilling as it is instructive. Trust, once shattered, leaves lasting scars. Authority, when abused, can be both a weapon and a warning, and the line between good and evil can be blurred by greed, ambition, and temptation. What motivates someone sworn to uphold the law to betray it so completely? How do we reconcile admiration for authority with the potential for corruption that lies beneath the surface? If this story has gripped your attention, comment "Justice Served." Share this video with all who need to witness this shocking cautionary tale. Subscribe and follow Crime Chronicles TVc for more gripping, suspenseful, and emotional true crime stories, and turn on the notification bell because real crime often reveals the dark truths lurking in plain sight. This is Crime Chronicles TVc, your daily dose of real crime stories. Stay tuned for more gripping tales of justice, betrayal, and survival that will keep you on the edge of your seat. The moral of this story is as chilling as it is instructive. Trust, once shattered, leaves lasting scars. Authority, when abused, can be both a weapon and a warning, and the line between good and evil can be blurred by greed, ambition, and temptation. What motivates someone sworn to uphold the law to betray it so completely? How do we reconcile admiration for authority with the potential for corruption that lies beneath the surface? If this story has gripped your attention, comment "Justice Served." Share this video with all who need to witness this shocking cautionary tale. Subscribe and follow Crime Chronicles TVc for more gripping, suspenseful, and emotional true crime stories, and turn on the notification bell because real crime often reveals the dark truths lurking in plain sight. This is Crime Chronicles TVc, your daily dose of real crime stories. Stay tuned for more gripping tales of justice, betrayal, and survival that will keep you on the edge of your seat. The moral of this story is as chilling as it is instructive. Trust, once shattered, leaves lasting scars. Authority, when abused, can be both a weapon and a warning, and the line between good and evil can be blurred by greed, ambition, and temptation. What motivates someone sworn to uphold the law to betray it so completely? How do we reconcile admiration for authority with the potential for corruption that lies beneath the surface? If this story has gripped your attention, comment "Justice Served." Share this video with all who need to witness this shocking cautionary tale. Subscribe and follow Crime Chronicles TVc for more gripping, suspenseful, and emotional true crime stories, and turn on the notification bell because real crime often reveals the dark truths lurking in plain sight. This is Crime Chronicles TVc, your daily dose of real crime stories. Stay tuned for more gripping tales of justice, betrayal, and survival that will keep you on the edge of your seat.